Moi, je-
And we are live. Welcome to this new show. Thank you very much for joining me today, Matt. We are talking about Karate Kid Legends and also some of the classic, like the first two movies, because I know you've seen both of the first two older movies. How are you today?
I'm fine. Happy to be here to talk about Karate Kid. It's one of the franchise create me a passion for martial art. I do karate for many years. After I see this movie, I see many movie with Jackie Chan when I was younger. So yeah, the first movie was a unique place in my heart. I see the remake in 2010. It was nice too because you have Jackie Chan in it. But yeah, I don't see the third and the fourth opportunity. Maybe one day. I know the fourth one is the worst. The movie, the franchise try to do a spin-off with the female character. I know this not working great, but yeah, I'm happy to be here to talk about the Karate Kid. And you, Monty, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, and I will kind of defend the fourth one. I thought the fourth one was far better than whatever we got in 2010. I despise the 2010 movie, but outside of that, it's probably one of the weakest. Anyhow, we are there. So I will ask you first. What did you think of the original, the first two?
Yeah, like I say, the first movie on a unique place in my heart. The first one is a classic of this time, one of the best movie of martial art back then. And like I say, this movie gives me a passion for martial art. The story is really great. Maybe a little cliche now, but the story work for what it is. You have this young kid go to a new city with his mother and try to find this place and one guys there, the cool guy on the school, bully him, and he discovered this young, this old Japanese master of karate, and he learned karate with him and do the tournament and win the tournament and defeat the bully. So yeah, classic, but work for what it is with a good actor. Back then was one of the like I said one of the best martial art movie for what it is with a young Ralph Macchios. Uh, Unfortunately, this actor was big back then, but now other than this franchise, he had not nothing very remarkable. Unfortunately, but back then he was a good actor. So yeah. So and the second one is a good sequel. You know, you do the same thing with a new context. You go to the Japan with a new bully, new tournament, new character to follow. But in the end, it's pretty much the same story. But this work because you try a new thing with a new context. So I like this one too. I don't see the third and the fourth one, unfortunately. I know the third one is the one that introduced Terry Silver, one of the main antagonists of the Cobra Kai TV show. He was so intense in the TV show, and I like this character in the TV show, but I don't see this one. Some of my friends say this the third one is a letdown of the franchise, and the first one it do the same. He tried to do a spin-off, like I say, with the female character, so it's have no work either. So that's why I don't see this movie. Maybe one day I would try, but I don't want to
Tarnish.
tarnish my pleasure of this franchise. This souvenir I have of the franchise. And the remake, I like the remake, particularly because you have Jackie Chan as the mentor, and Jackie Chan is my favorite actor of all time. When I was young, I see each of this movie. I see all movie done in America and some I've done in Chinese. For me, it was so unique actor. He was so big. He have the own animated TV show. I see all the TV show. I collect some item of this TV show. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Jackie Chan. Yeah, and so yeah, for me the franchise is a good. I like the first two. So, like I say, I'm happy to talk about the franchise, but I'm curious about your opinion about this franchise, Multi.
Just before I get into it, which one was your favorite, the first one or the second one?
The first one is my favorite for because it was the first one. It was fresh back then. It was a good story with good character, with good martial art scene, but not a big movie. But it worked for what it is, and we have some nostalgia when we see the movie with the context, the music, the story, the cliche, what used back then. So for me, the first one is the best of the franchise with no discussion. But some of the movies have a good quality, and if we talk all the franchise, I think Cobra Kai is the sequel use the more the good way the franchise as this must pick. Cobra Kai is the summum of the Karate Kid the franchise for me. So yeah, and you, Molly.
Amazing. Well, I will echo what you said. My favorite was the first one before we add Legends. It's actually Legend now that Legend came out, but I really like the first one, and I feel like it's some kind of trend here because we have covered many franchise recently, and we keep repeating the first one, the first one, the first one. So what's going on with that? Anyhow, I liked the first two movies. I've seen the third one. That was a letdown. I agree with pretty much everyone on that. Uh, yes, sometimes I do agree with people. Uh,
No way.
and I will say the fourth one is underloved. And is it perfect? No, the fourth one was worse than the third one, but I can enjoy what they tried to do with it. And the female character was actually interesting. I will give them credit where credit is due. I truly hated the 2010 one, and it's kind of funny because you mentioned Jackie Chan, and I didn't recognize the actor in that movie. I've seen the movie like 2 weeks ago, and I didn't recognize him. I was like, what? Jackie Chan wasn't there? And he was the mentor? What? But I thought that one was a chore to get through. 2 hour and 20 minutes, way too long. This
Yeah,
movie,
maybe.
this kind of movie, 1 hour and a half, perfect runtime. 1 hour and 15 minutes if you really push your luck, but like 2 hour and a half, 2 hour and a half. No, no.
I know, and it's maybe a little too long, but too short is a problem too. The new one we talk after that is maybe too short for the own good. So maybe sometimes you need to push a little your time to build a good story.
And this is the segue. This is the segue. We dive deep into Karate Kid Legends, the new that just came out last Friday here in Canada, at least. I think in America as well. I think that was the release date everywhere. So, what did you think of Karate Kid Legends?
So, but I like this movie. It's one of the best movie of the franchise. But again, the franchise has not so many good movie in my opinion. The first one is the best, and the second one is a good sequel. But after that, the third and the fourth one was a letdown, and the remake. But I like the remake. But I understand why this movie not is not a good or maybe great movie for what it is. So yeah, I think this one is one of the best of the franchise. Not a great movie there. The movie tried to do a sort of a reunion with the original franchise and the remake franchise. Because you have the two mentor, you have Daniel Russo play again by Ralph Macchio, and you have Jackie Chan play again Mr. Han. He is the same character from the remake. So the two mentor come together to teach a new Karate Kid, and the story is a little original. It's a good thing about this movie. You follow this young Li Feng from Peking, and he go to New York with his mother to start a new life and take the martial art and pass. But when he have the new friend, when he have new friend in New York, this new friend need help to save our family. So he need to go back and martial art and to do this New York karate tournament and all the city. So we need this mentor, and this mentor played by Jackie Chan need a master of karate because him is a master of kung fu. So we go take Daniel Russo from LA and give him back to New York to teach karate to this young Li Fong, and together he tried to create a new generation of master of martial art. So it's interesting. This concept is interesting. I feel the first part of the movie, the first half of the movie is go too fast, too saccade. I don't like that because you feel the movie need to go to the moment Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio come in the story, and the two characters arrive, and the second half of the movie. So the first half is to follow this young Ling Fong and this new life in New York with new friend, and try to have this old champion boxer to win a tournament, to have money to save this pizza restaurant. So it's interesting, but it go too fast. The emotion doesn't have time to build. But you have some good action. You have this backstreet action scene when Li Fong protect this old boxer champion and the backstreet. I like that. It's a great scene. But the movie give what it is the good when you go to the second half when Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio come in the story. The two combine the duo is just so funny to observe to watch. It's not the same duo you have what you have in the Cobra Kai with Ralph Macchio and this old rival Johnny Lawrence. It's not the same. You have similarity, but it's not the same duo. And Jack Chan has he old, he say his wisdom. It's interesting to see him and to do martial art again. He's like a 71-year-old, so he is very old, Jack Chan. But he do always
His own stunts.
yeah, and he do martial art, and I like too much the actor. He's so good, and yeah, I like the story for the second half. But in the end, the movie missed what it was a good what was the force of the original and the franchise himself, the emotion and the development of character. Yes, the new Ling Fong is interesting to follow. Is a little fresh. Is fresh for what it is, but we have not had time to build emotion on him and his family and this new friend. Is for me that is the letdown of the movie, but the action worked great, and the concept of this the tournament when you have a stage, mini stage, and all the city, and the end the tournament finish on the top of the this tall building. You have little epicness in this movie. The other movie I have not have. So I think it's a good thing for the franchise to try to be bigger. But in the end, I feel this movie is more like an epilogue of the franchise. It's not a sequel himself because Cobra Kai TV show ended a few months ago. So this movie is, like I say, is like an epilogue to conclude the franchise. Maybe open to new horizon. I don't know, but I know this franchise is popular. So I don't be surprised if you have a sequel of this movie. But I think the franchise need to rest for a time. But we wait, see, man. Like I said, this movie it was funny to watch, and for I don't know if you know that Multi, but this movie was um, the movie it take place in New York, but the
In
decor,
Montreal.
yeah,
I recognize many of the places.
exactly.
I was like, I know where they took that shot.
Exactly. If you know Montreal, if you have seen Montreal many times, you will recognize some scene in the movie because the movie for the budget, it wasn't a big budget, so the movie was taken to Montreal, but the story take place to New York. So it's funny to see that when you were Canadian, when you were Canadian like me and you to see that when you know the city of Montreal. It's a funny thing for us. But yeah, and I like but it's not a big thing, but the final scene after the credit when you have Daniel Russo and Johnny Rollins share a pizza and a beer. It's a good nostalgia here. It's a connection with the Cobra Kai TV show. So if you have to see the Cobra Kai TV show, will be a little confused with this scene. But other than that, you can see this movie without acknowledge the franchise. So it's a good thing for that too. But yeah, in the end, is a okay movie. It's a good sequel. And I was entertained. So the work was good. So yeah, I like that. But I think the franchise need to take a break after that. Well, I don't think that will be the case. So yeah, I think I talk all I want to talk about that. And you guys, what do you think about this movie?
Thank you a lot for sharing. Now let's acknowledge Cole. Welcome back, Cole. Long time without really talking about
Hey,
movies. I'm
Cole.
glad to see you. You heard
Yeah,
about Cole, Matt. So how are you, Cole?
good. Yeah, I was in a coma for 3 years.
3 years, man. Damn.
Yep, yep.
Welcome back. Welcome back. So did you happen to see Legends?
Yeah, I did. So early reviews weren't the best, and there were people kind of trashing on the early reviewers, like saying you guys did this the same thing with Cobra Kai and everything, the show and all the things it did, and with the second Karate Kid film. So people were kind of sick of the critics at that point with Karate Kid films. So they didn't really listen to them, but unfortunately, I have to kind of agree with them. I wouldn't say this is a bad film, but yeah, it does a lot of the legacy sequel kind of tropes, unfortunately, and the pacing is all over the place. Yeah, they spend a lot while in the beginning and everything, and then they just speed run it to the tournament. Just really bad in pacing there. Uh, the new actor, I'm kind of 50-50 on. Like the old actors, but yeah, and the whole storyline again, kind of a bit cliche. I've seen it before many times in a lot of indie films and kind of inspirations films for of the Karate Kid, but it worked sort of, but yeah, it just wasn't my favorite Karate Kid film by any means, and it's definitely a little how do I say, a little like Rocky Balboa in terms of like the visuals. You could say.
that
And
that's sad.
yeah, that and with like some of the editing and everything, that is like how I would describe it. Uh, yeah, no, it was. There were things I did like about it, and some of the messages, and the Easter eggs from Cobra Kai, which again I don't know if you've seen the show yet, but
I
yeah,
didn't.
yeah, if
That's
you
on my
You
watch
did
list
it.
eventually.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
that's
if
on
you
my watch list,
yeah,
but I didn't
people
see
have
it.
said before, like, yeah, you should probably watch the show. Like, you don't need to, but you'll get a lot more if you watch the show first because you'll get all the Easter eggs and everything and characters from it. But
Particularly the last scene, like I said.
yeah, but I did. I don't know if he ever told you as well in the group chat or showed you, but I do have just one thing to also add to it. I guess if you want to show it on stream quickly.
Yeah.
Now I didn't. He said, he was an extra in it, Alex, and said like near the front of the crowd. So I don't know if you saw him in the film. I didn't see him in the film, but I wasn't paying attention closely. But he also, before the film came out, wrote a little story and a fun incident here, which I don't know if he told you as well, but
Oh
I'll
yeah, I've seen it. He talked about it on one of the group.
yeah, yeah. So he was. I'll just read it out basically in the screenshot I sent you. But yeah, he was like looking to make a bit of extra cash, which he does time to time. So he takes background acting gigs for TV and movies, and he was working on this movie for 2 days. And this, yeah, he talked about this in May 23rd of last year, and he talked about how when he was little he had major health problems, was kind of stuck in bed or in the hospital, and he used to watch Jackie Chan movies, which inspired him and made him believe he could do anything and get through a lot of tough times. So he kind of became a childhood hero, even as an adult, still finding the films incredible. Now, he does retreat to his trailer a lot after filming scenes and stuff since he's a megastar, but on set, he said he was super cool, and he would take selfies around the set and show them to everyone, basically. And then the other day, they had just finished shooting, and the extras were sent back to base camp. He went to the washroom, so he was looking for like a bathroom, and then he turned the corner to find Jackie, who was like alone eating a cookie, and he went up to him, told him everything. Basically, just wrote in the message here, and he was super attentive and extremely kind. And he asked him for a photo, but he couldn't because of his NDA, which prevented him from taking pictures on set. So what he did instead is he went and got one of the film props from the tournament there. Yeah, and I actually have a photo of it somewhere here that I can screen share, I believe. Or I could actually just I'll just. Oh, actually, sorry. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. My when I tried to screen share it, my thing started to like lag and has been kind of crashing. I have way too many tabs open right now.
Maybe send it to me. I will do the
Yeah,
same.
yeah. Well, no, I'm sending it to you. I was gonna do that originally, but it was too big of memory to send over Discord because I changed the limit. But I'm sending it in a different format, which should allow it now. So yeah, there we go.
Perfect. I will screen share.
But yeah, that's what he basically sent him. So that's a just pretty cool story. Wanted to share, and yeah, I didn't see him in the movie as an extra, but maybe I'll pay close attention on a rewatch and see if I can notice him. Yeah,
That looks so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan actor is cool.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who criticize him in recent years because they're kind of his neutral or stance or silence on like the whole Hong Kong issue. But I mean, a lot of people have to realize, he has like family there in China and everything. He doesn't want to like risk anything, so that's probably why.
I feel like he is the Chinese Keanu Reeves. You cannot hate the guy. That's just how I feel with Jackie Chan. He can have bad movies, but you cannot hate him.
Yeah.
Jack Chang is such a legend, man. Everybody love him. If not love him, you're not normal.
Agreed. Do you want to add anything else, Cole?
No, that's it for this film. I don't know if we were going to talk about the whole franchise, but yeah, for this film, that's it.
We already kind of touched upon it, but now that you're there, I will ask you, what would be your favorite Karate Kid in the franchise?
My favorite film or character, you said?
Your favorite film?
Oh, I mean, it would have to be the original, of course. It's just, again, a classic. It hits all the right notes for me, and there has been like controversy over the years with Pat Morita's character, but I think it's kind of a misunderstanding. It's not really like that whole stereotypical Chinese like character, and with the accent and everything. If you know the history of Pat Morita and the comedy stuff he did, it's kind of like a joke and like a whole of him that he himself is doing, and with like that he's done for years. It's not really like a like an actual like unironic like just stereotype. It seems like people people at the time got it, but it seems like people now they don't actually understand the history of Pat Morita and everything he did prior to the Karate Kid. But yeah, it was great, and yeah, the main character was fantastic. Way better than the remake. I don't know if you saw that. And
the remake was painful. I had regrets watching that thing.
The remake had potential, and I did like Jackie Chan in it. Unfortunately, though, just Jaden Smith is a horrible actor. He should. I blame Will Smith for everything. And also, when I first watched it as a kid in theaters, I didn't notice it, but rewatching it as an adult, it's probably like the first example of subtle or non-subtle like Chinese propaganda in a movie ever that they were trying to push at the time. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah, it had potential to be pretty good, and I thought it was a better remake than others at the time. But yeah, it was. And no, that movie doesn't exist, right? But
It does exist. I like the next Karate Kid. That
are
was far
you
better than
what?
whatever we
What?
got in
I
20.
don't see that in, man. Like I said, I think this is the worst movie of the franchise. The franchise tried to do a spin-off with the female character, and what I know this movie, I felt so bad with that. So yeah, I don't think I want to see, but maybe one day I will try to see this movie.
The girl is
Yeah,
nice. The movie is not
nah,
perfect. I had issues, but the girl is nice.
it was like a really bad straight to DVD film. I just hope Pat Morita got a good paycheck. That's all. But yeah, and I mean with the second film as well, I know, so I agree, Gray, another L take for Multi, but with the second film as well, a lot of people at the time, yeah, they didn't like it just because of the lack of karate. But again, there's a lot more to the Karate Kid universe than just fighting, and I really liked what they did there. I'm sorry, I liked all the characters and everything. There were some things that were maybe a bit too cheesy near the end, but I I don't know, I liked it. Some people wanted the franchise to kind of turn into just like them traveling around the world and fighting, but I liked what they did, and it kind of inspired a lot of Shenmue later on. It was kind of like the original Shenmue, and I liked the depiction and everything, and all the messages in it. Like there's so many smart character messages in it, and in the quoting, and in Chinese culture, that it's just really well done. And God, yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I liked the characters. I liked the writing. There were some things that were a little too cheesy or dragged on a little bit, but I don't know. I liked it. And then the third film, definitely downgrade. It wasn't too bad though. It was just forgettable. There were a few things I really liked in it, and some moments and messages, but just wasn't really enough, and compared to the others to really like do a whole film out of. Like, it would have been better from there if they at that time if they just turned it into a show at that point, and that was one of the episodes, or a couple of episodes into one. That probably would have been best, but whatever. Yeah, and then yeah, next Karate Kid that doesn't exist.
It does. It does.
Uh,
Hey, I just realized I'm looking through my notes. The third one and the next Karate Kid are equal, but I placed the next above because I liked it more.
what about it was good?
I liked it. Wait. I'll pull my notes. So many things. The girl was cool. She was
No, she wasn't.
she was cool. I got so many things, man.
It's a good actress. Yeah, but
Good actress,
Maybe
garbage
not the
character.
best actress ever, I will admit, but it was
Mhm.
entertaining. It was a fun
Really.
movie. I liked it.
That's all you. Okay. And what about the third though?
The third, well, it was equal again. I think I placed the next one just above, but they are kind of equal.
God, you said like nothing for him, but somehow it's above. Like, what did you like about the third though? Come on, you had to like more to be it for it to be above.
Uh, I have more notes, and that's a
I,
good sign.
I think the only thing memorable of the third one, I don't see this one, but I see the Cobra Kai TV show is the character of TV Silver, and the Cobra TV show was is so epic bad guy, and so many friends tell me that now the third one is better because when you see Cobra Kai, you understand more this character, why he's so a great bad guy in this movie. But other than that, I think the third one is just try to repeat the first one, but he felt so bad with that.
Yeah, it kind of was like a bit of Spider-Man 3 at points. The third, that's what it felt like. But I mean, it wasn't like terrible. At least like I just don't know how you can place it below that film. But okay.
They're equal, but I preferred a bit more the next Karate Kid. Maybe it's because it was a breath of fresh air to have a girl instead of a guy, and I liked the humor. The humor was cool.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Just if it was done right, which it wasn't. Okay, did Gray say his thoughts on the remake? Because I'm curious with that.
I I sent him the link, but he can place it in chat if
Mm,
he is occupied. Do you want to add anything else on the franchise, Cole?
that's about it. Just uh, I just want to say F them though for originally putting the show on YouTube Red. Right, and barely anybody saw it at the time at first because of that. It was a YouTube Red exclusive. I was like one of the only
Yeah.
people who saw it, and just like, why are you doing this? Eventually, they came to their senses, though. That's good.
That's good.
I remember back then when I talked about Cobra Kai TV show with my friend, and nobody was like, "What is this show?" I was like, "It's the sequel of Karate Kid. Is on the YouTube Red, and it's so amazing show." And nobody saw this TV show. And when the YouTube Red closed the original TV show and give all this license other streaming platform, and Netflix take the show, and now to everybody talk about the show. But I was, me too. I was one the first fan of the show when it was released. But I understand why nobody was a member of the YouTube Red. That's why the streaming failed so badly. But this was our best show. Yeah, the streaming
Mhm.
has, and I'm happy the Netflix take back and do new season of the show. So yeah, but Muti, it's your turn, I think, to talk.
Yeah, Legends. Legends is and still my favorite movie in the franchise. My only issue with it was plot convenience, bumping into the criminals in the alley, so the main character met them and showed his skills to the pizzeria owner. I know it's important to the plot and all, but I just feel like they could have done it better. Um, I I think the best way they would have made it is they say through dialogue, or they show another instance where they really come very often, and they really bully him and the main character. Maybe that would extend the movie a bit longer, but maybe if the main character has witnessed a lot of that kind of stuff, then it would have been better than just, oh, it happens right now they meet. I felt like that was the weak point of the movie. Outside of that, I really adored Legends. I think the action was peak. The mother arc into supporting her son to fight again was cool. The main character overcoming trauma of the past was also very fun. Um, he learns from the past, and it was great and well depicted how he used what made him lose once to win the second time. The rival of the main character shaking hand and giving the main character respect was nice growth, because again they were like salute, and the main character would be the only one that salutes. That's some kind of trope with that franchise, but at the end the main villain kind of respected the main character. uh, Nice break of the usual formula. This time around the main character taught someone. The main character then training under Jackie Chan and Billy Russo was great. The music and the lore were both very fun. And, well, maybe showing more often than just one scene, because it feels very convenient, that one scene. Um, I'm fine with them showing, but again, my issue is, oh, it's just very convenient. They just appear in the right place, right moment, right time, whatever. Um, think they would have improved it if they found a way to let you know it's not a one time thing. Um, so yeah, I that's my favorite movie. I think uh, it was very fast. I didn't see time fly. I thought the humor was also very good, and Jackie Chan was fun. Um, who doesn't like Jackie Chan, right? Um, I don't have a lot more to say. Peak Karate Kid there. I like that movie a lot. And since, oh,
To,
what did you wanted to say?
third thing, you need to see Cobra Kai TV show, and then you see the first movie again because this one is not the best on the franchise, man.
It's my favorite. I
that
No.
don't
like
make
the first one. I
But,
like the
but,
first one a lot,
that
but
but
don't,
I think
no.
Legends.
that don't make sense, man. You need to see the refresh your memory. You
I've
take
seen it
the
like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
then you see to see Cobra Kai TV show and see the first one again. I don't know, man. You have
Maybe the
a
TV show I
problem,
should
yeah.
see it. Maybe the TV show I should see it. Anyhow, I'll ask the panel. Do you want to add anything else, guys?
Yeah, just that you're wrong.
As
You know,
usual.
I'll read Alex's review here. If the goal is to make you feel like you're in a karate fight, it succeeded. The editing gave me as much of a headache as a kick to the forehead. Yeah, that sums it up.
Rip. So I'll ask you, Cole. What would be your grade out of 10 for Karate Kid Legends?
Yeah, I'll just give them for the whole franchise. The first one, like an 8 out of 10. The second one, a 6 to 7 out of 10. The third one, like a 4 out of 10. Uh, the fourth one, like a 1 out of 10. The,
Rip. My
the,
movie.
yeah, the remake, 3 out of 10. The TV show, like a 6 to 7 out of 10. And then this one, I would probably give it, and this is being generous for now, like a 4 out of 10.
4. Damn, you're
Okay.
the
Yeah.
movie don't deserve a 4. It deserve more, but okay.
Nah, I'm sorry. That editing is horrible. That pacing is horrible. It says really little, just all cliches and tropes, really, and the visual style is just so bland and just lifeless to me. The acting is just not great either.
I like the way you framed everything. That's amazing. I missed you so much, Cole. That's great. So I guess that I will copycat you. I will copy you. So I will start
Did I
with
just like out?
I don't know. Did you?
I don't know. I was like talking and then my internet like cut out for a second. What
Oh,
did you
okay.
last year?
Uh, I last heard about you saying, "Oh yeah, the legend wasn't that great."
Yeah, just visuals, acting, just tropes, cliches, all bad, all editing as well. Just it's all fucking a mess. I'm sorry. Like there's ideas that are nice and there's some things that are like okay, but good lord, and sorry, it's like it. God, it's like if Michael Bay kind of directed a Karate Kid film,
Damn, damn.
but a bit better, than that. Just in some
You are
areas.
so hard about this movie, man.
Sorry, it's the truth. It has like the same editing and visuals of a Michael Bay film.
I'm dying. I miss these takes, man. Even
Yeah,
if we
well, it's
disagree, I
true.
like it.
It's true. Like if you watch his awful TMNT live action films and his
I
six
remember that.
underground and his six underground film, then like the editing, all the technical aspects and visual aspects and story and everything in it, it's like this is exactly that to a T, but in Karate Kid.
Man.
So I guess that's my goal. The Karate Kid, the remake in 2010, I gave a 6.5. It's now followed by the third Karate Kid with a 7.5. The next Karate Kid with a 7.5. And the second Karate Kid, I need to find my notes, but I think that one was like 8.5. Yeah, 8.5 for the second. For the first one, I need to bring it back. The first one I gave a 9.5, and lastly, Legends, a 9.9, near perfection for me. Outside of the plot convenience, that was solid. I like that franchise, and I'm excited about seeing eventually Cobra Kai. So, what would be your grade out of 10, Matt, for Legends?
When you see Cobra Kai, you understand why Karate Kid Legend is not a great movie. And 9.9 is insane. It doesn't make sense. I talked to you about that off show about the credibility of your ranking, man. This is a seriously a serious podcast about cinema. But yeah, maybe you learn time after many attempts. But yeah, for this legend, I would give like a 7 of 10. Like I said, with entertainment, as a fan of franchise, I like the way this movie was try to uh, try new thing with the story, with new twists. And I like the reunion with the remake and the original. Such a big fan of Jack Chang, so I'm happy to see in the movie, and I give a point just for him. One of my favorite actor of all time, so I'm not objective here for that. But like I said, the movie, the first album, we have so many problems with the pacing, the build of the emotion, the storytelling, and the other half is okay because you have the two mentor era, but that not save completely the movie in the end. Is a okay martial movie with the new generation of Karate Kid, but it's not at the same level as the Cobra Kai TV show and the first movie. The first movie is like easy 8.5 of 10 for the first one. The second one is like a 7.2 of 10. I don't see the third and the fourth one, like I said, but I know the movie are bad. And the remake for me, I understand why people not like the remake, but again, Jack Chan is in it. Just for him, I give a point. So for me, it's like a six. Like a 6 of 10 for the remake. So yeah, for me, is all the ranking for the franchise.
Thank you very much for sharing. Now we enter a very interesting segment. So in July, we get three big releases in theater: Jurassic World, Superman Legacy, and Fantastic Four First Steps. So I will start by asking Matt, do you think every movie that will come in July will succeed in the box office? Do you think they will be well received? What are your thoughts with that lineup of movies?
For the month of July, there will be a titan fight between three big movie. And for me, I don't think the two movie will win because these three movies are so big. It can live these three blockbuster can live together in the same month. That don't work that way. Sometimes the rare occasion that work, but with Superman, Fantastic Four, the new Jurassic World, it can be the three movie are so big. I feel the Jurassic World the one will be the most successful on the box office. Simple because this franchise is so loved by the Asian public and for the Chinese. The two last one was a success because of that. The critic was not good, but the movie make a billion of the money just with the Chinese. So for me, I think the Jurassic World will be the one will big box office succeed. But for the critic, I feel there will be the Superman. Superman has the difficult task to start a new area of DC universe. But is James Gunn will directed this movie and direct this new universe? And this the chapter one of the new universe. We have the chapter zero is the Creator Commando TV show. The TV show is so good. You need to see that. You've not seen it.
I've
So for
seen
me,
it. I liked
good.
it. That
Yeah,
was a very fun TV show.
and for me, I think Superman because James Gunn is understands so well how to do a comic book movie. He have done the best Marvel trilogy with the Guardian of the Galaxy, and he have done one of the best DC movie in the past year is the Suicide Squad movie, and he have done two TV show, The Peacemaker. I will not bid how TV show was good, but in the end, it was a big surprise for me. Peacemaker. I love this show, and so hyped to see the season two in August. And he had done the Creative Commando in the past month, and it was so a good TV show too. So I'm confident this run will be the best critic from the public and the press. But I don't think it will be a huge on box office. because Superman was never huge on the box office without the first one with Kenny Reeves. Other Superman movie was not huge. Man of Steel with the Man of Steel movie with the Zack Snyder was a correct hit, but not a big hit. Yeah, I think you have done the 600 million billion on the box office. Not in big, but it's okay for what it is. But for me, I think Superman was no, can. I hope it would be more, but I think he can done because the big problem here is that this universe is the last movie was not good, so the public not there to see the future of the DC. I will be there because I'm a big comic book fan, but I think Superman would be a good a risk. It can be a good risk, but it can be a bad risk. But I hope it will be a good risk. We'll see in a month. And the least Fantastic Four, I hope it will be a good movie. I think it will be good. You know, you have Pedro Pascal in it, one of my favorite actors in the moment. But all movie of the Fantastic Four never work. You have a three movie in the past year, and each movie has a fail on the box office and the critic. So it's a big the challenge there to do a good Fantastic Four movie. So it's the objective here. I hope it will be a good, but I don't think it will be a good for the critic and good for the box office. Anyhow, the MCU not work great as the past month. The Thunderbolt and the Captain America 4 was not huge on the box office either, and the critic. Thunderbolt was a better critic, and I'm need for that because Thunderbolt was one of the best Marvel movie in the past year. But I feel Marvel is not there to be a big challenge for the two other. So I think for me there will be just like one will be the more on the box office, and critic will love more Superman, and Fantastic Four will be a surprise. I hope, but not much other that.
Thank you very much for sharing. Do you want to add anything else?
For that, no, I think I talk all about the two movies. My vision of that, maybe I will go wrong, but if you will see the fact and how the picture sequel worked before, I think it's a pretty fair resume of the future of this month will be. But I can be wrong, but we'll see.
Thank you very much for sharing. And what is a sure thing, we will cover all three movies in different shows here.
Yeah.
My thoughts. I think one of these three movies will flop. I think one of these three movies will underperform, and I think there's only room for one of these three movies to really succeed and make money. And I think, and that might be another odd take there, but I think the most likely to be successful in these three movies is Superman Legacy, because people know James Gunn, and the trailer, the teasers, they are really seen by a lot of people. And I feel like most of the haters, they are coming from the Snyder pocket. I feel like a lot of these freak are like, oh, if they fail, they will bring back Snyder. No, guys are wrong. It won't happen. I'm sorry, it won't happen. If James Gunn fail right now, there's no future for the DCEU. It's very sad, but they will sell off parts and branch, and it will end up like what was going on with Marvel and their IPs in the early 2000s. We had Fox with X-Men, we had Sony with Spider-Man, and yeah, it was a mess. And all with Paramount, we will get the same crap if Superman Legacy doesn't succeed. So I feel like, and I cross my finger, Superman should be the one successful in the bunch. Now, I feel like it can go either way for Jurassic World and um, the Fantastic Four. I feel like they can either way. They can be either underperforming or be bombs. I'm leaning more toward Fantastic Four being the bomb there. It's sad to say because I read a lot of Fantastic Four comics recently to be ready, and I I'm worried. I'm very much worried about that movie because a lot of people ate a lot of the gender swap, like the Silver Surfer, and on a story standpoint, they look like they want to use Galactus. And I've read one of the comics where Galactus and Silver Surfer are coming, and that was from the late 60s. And that was a very short and brief story of like maybe um, 60 to 100 page. It was quite small. And the movie is 2 hour and 10 minutes. I'm worried about that runtime for a quite short story like what we got with the comics. So I don't know. I really want to like Fantastic Four, but I feel like that one will be a letdown. And it's coming from me that really enjoyed lots of the Fantastic Four comics. Um, and Jurassic World, I have only seen like one or two of these movies, and that's a long time ago. I will need to do a marathon to really be ready, but I feel like we got so many of these movies, and people, I won't say they are done with it, but like I think there's more interest in Cape stuff, and I might be wrong on that again.
Like I
But
say, Jurassic World worked very great on the Asian side. That's why the last movie was bad
money
for the crit
wise,
money. No, for Chinese, Japan, and Vietnam, etc. For these people, Jurassic World worked very great because they like this stuff. And the last one, the critic did not love the last one, and I understand why. But the movie has done $1 million of box office because of Chinese and Japan, etc.
1 billion, yeah.
Yeah, because this way, this part of the world love monster, love the dinosaur. So that's why this movie will be the big for I think on the tree for this month because just because of the Asian people. But we will see in the month.
If you're right, unfortunately, based on my theory and my thesis, maybe Superman will be the one that underperformed. I don't think Superman can bomb. I I hope it won't bomb, but I think Fantastic Four is the most likely to bomb. And another argument that really goes against Fantastic Four having any chance. We had Deadpool and Wolverine last year. That was a huge success. That was really good and well received, and it made lots of money. And then in February, I liked Brave New World, but I know a lot of people that didn't like it. Gray, you didn't like it, and
You liked it?
yeah,
What?
and the critique were also very harsh on it. And I guess I'm crazy as usual, but
Yes.
I think overall it wasn't well received, and it followed Deadpool and Wolverine. So what's going on is people are like, "Oh yeah, we can only get one good Marvel," and then Thunderbolt underperforms. So even if it's better received because it did underperform, people don't really care anymore about Marvel, and that's what's going on. I think it would have been much smarter if they swapped Thunderbolt in Brave New World, because if they did, maybe Thunderbolt would have done better. Um, a lot
I
better. I
don't think
don't
it
know.
would have. Look, the reason why Thunderbolts failed is because it's a movie that should have released in like 2021, ages ago, and especially with the story and lead up to it, it should have been a film done many years ago, and then they kind of like show up in scenes in other Marvel films and shows afterward, and then have that post-credit scene later on in a different Marvel film in like 2023 or 2024 before they even announce that they're doing it. I think that would have been best, and then I think it would have succeeded, but not in this state. There were too many delays, and they took too long with this, and it already had a bunch of negative stuff behind it, and they already failed by that first trailer looking bad, and it's a lot of characters that aren't the best names because they killed off way too many of their villains beforehand, so they didn't have the best to choose from. But yeah, the film was very good, but also the genre of it though is not a film that it's not the type of film that's like a moneymaker. The type of genre it is, kind of like with Black Widow, even without COVID, and because they took ages to make that as well. So that's kind of the main reason why. And Marvel knew that, which is why they then decided not to put in much advertising costs into it. So to lower their hit and to also make it back in the long run on other things, which they're slowly doing now. So, which was one smart thing by them. I think Fantastic Four, it will be different. I don't know if the film will be that good or not. Uh, I'm very 50-50 on it with being like generic, bland, and average as hell, or being surprisingly really solid. I don't know, but I mean, I hope it's good. I do like all the casting choices besides one, which is Reed
Pedro.
Richards. Yes,
Oh,
I'm just so sick of Pedro and everything, and he just wasn't the best. I like the other three choices were great. I just would have picked somebody else, and no, not John Krasinski. Screw him. And all you people trying to petition for that. But it 3 hours ago, it was already reported that they broke a 2025 box office record already for the sales coming in for Fantastic Four.
oh, that's
So
surprising.
yeah, so I think it will. I'm not saying it will make loads of money, but it will, I think, make them enough. Whether that's like 500 million, like 650 million, 750 million, 800 million, I don't know. But I do think it will make enough, at least. Not be like Eternals. My main thing is just whether the film quality wise will be good or just forgettable, and I just hope it isn't just forgettable and safe as hell. Even though it seems to be coming off as that a little bit, like a lot of people over the years who have called Fantastic Four just outdated and boring. They don't understand it really, just like people who don't understand the Gears of War franchise and say, yeah, Zack Snyder can just do it because that's what he's good at. Just big buff men. It's like, no, there's a lot more to it. You clearly never played it. It's like that people who never actually experienced the original stuff and comics and games and like understand the vibrant color in it and everything and the characters, which would be great as well if they had some collabs with others like they did in the past, like with Spider-Man. But they probably won't do that because they waste everything. But so yeah, I do think because of that and the reports we just got, it will make enough to be at least somewhat of a success. And I do think Jurassic.
You did caught off at
Uh,
Jurassic. You caught off at Jurassic. You caught off at Jurassic. You caught off at
the
Jurassic.
new
Are you
Jurassic
back with us?
World,
You're lagging,
will
bro. You're
You have
lagging.
some issue with your
be
microphone,
a
my friend.
success.
Snyder may be able to pull it off. How much
Wait, is in the
weight is on the
Sorry, did I just cut off there sometime?
Yeah, you did caught off at Jurassic World. You were about to
Oh,
start
sorry.
on Jurassic
Okay,
World.
okay, sorry. So I didn't cut off earlier. Good. Yeah, sorry. I've been having these leg spikes. I don't get it, but yeah, Jurassic World. Sadly, I do think will succeed. Now, it has a chance to be a better film than those last three pieces of shit. I'm hoping because of the director, because of the director behind it, who I do like. So, and it doesn't look too bad from the trailer. So we'll see if it's any good or not. But I just hated the other three Jurassic World films. So even if it's better, I just have no care or passion for it and for the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World films anymore. They've already ruined them. But nonetheless, though, I think it will be successful because, look, Jurassic World, all the other ones in Jurassic World Dominion, pieces of shit. Jurassic World Dominion, one of the worst films of the year, absolute garbage. And it still made $1 billion, even despite that, and despite like nobody seen it. It seems like because all the families and all the international audiences. All right, and if Jurassic World Dominion, that piece of shit like nobody talked about, made $1 billion,
Yeah.
and off of that garbage nostalgia in the trailer, then I think the new one coming out will at least make 800 to 900 million, most likely, unless something surprisingly happens. Yeah, I think that's a guarantee. So I think those two, yes. I think Superman is the biggest risk just because as much as it people are talking about it, and it looks like the best film, and he has a good track record. And with the also them just doing the Batman as well, and the new universe starting up and whatnot. Look, uh, there's still a lot of baggage from the previous stuff and the previous universe and everything, and the Flash and stuff. All right, these are casuals mostly seeing these films. They don't understand everything going on like us. They don't understand like Elseworld stuff, so they might get confused with like the Batman 2 and then the Batman like DCEU film. They don't understand this stuff as much as us. All right, they're confused with it, just like how a lot of people saw the new bad Captain America film who didn't even see Falcon and the Winter Soldier and were confused. All right, this is how they are. So there's a lot of risks to it still, and with being so comic booky, even though I like that, I like the character and accuracy to it and how it looks. There's still a lot of risk to it with the general audiences, and also over the years, how a lot of casuals don't seem to understand what makes Superman so good. Uh, Sort of like how they don't with Fantastic Four. So it's still going to be a risk. I do think it will make enough, though. I think it will at least make more than Man of Steel,
Yeah,
even if it's still just like 650 million. I do think it will still at least make that. That's the worst case scenario, though, would be like 500 million, but I think that's just worst case scenario. But there sadly is a lot of baggage to this, so we'll see. Sadly, but I do hope it succeeds. It's just a lot of people need to see this film twice, I think, and I don't know with the runtime and everything. Just like with the Batman, but we'll see. And I will say though, with box office in the past and everything, I mean the Superman films in the past, they did make a lot. It's just it was a different time. Like the box office results for the Christopher Reeves Superman films, like that was a lot for the time, one of the top leading ones, at least for like the first film and whatnot. That's they just make a lot more today, so that's kind of like a false narrative that like Snyder fans try to throw out to defend Man of Steel and other stuff. Like Superman films never really made like a bunch of money. Just look at that, and I'm just like, yeah, and look at the rest of the films from that year. It's like the top ones made like 150 million or 200 million. It's like
even Returns that was poorly received in general, it kind of did okay. It underperformed, but it did
mhm.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, and
Just not enough to do a trilogy because the idea to do the trilogy with this new Superman, but the movie was not a big success, so that was a letdown back then.
yeah, and I will also say one more thing as well. This is just like a fun little thing. I don't know if you know who RJ is, Multi.
I heard about that name around,
Yeah,
but
he's
refresh my memory.
someone in our like friend group, and he's on Twitter a lot, and he kind of like talks with a lot of people and interviews them and stuff. But he's in a lot of fan groups and stuff on Facebook and Twitter, and he found something for like a private test kind of screening for a comic book film, and he told a bunch of DC fan groups in the area, "Hey, this is likely for Superman. Go see it." And it ended up being for Fantastic Four. So there were probably a lot of DC fans in the screening. So then, for in the screening, the test screening, with all like the businessmen there and producers and everything, there were like people like getting agitated, and a couple of them literally yelling at the screen at moments, mid as hell.
Wow.
Yes.
I
So
really feel like they did a big mistake to release Fantastic Four there in July. I feel like it would have been far better for them to release it in September, just before the fall rush, because in September it's in between the summer and the fall season, and sometimes you get these it and such, and that would also let a few months pass between Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four.
Yeah, they released it way too soon. It should have been at least like the end of August or something like that.
But
Was
even the end of August, I had a lot of talks. Before these talks, I thought August would have been like great, but then other people are like nobody two and 28 years, and I was like, oh, you know what? You're right. So actually, September would have been far better for um for Fantastic
yeah,
Four.
yeah. Well,
I understand why you say that, but the thing is that the summer is the best time to do money with movie. So
no, it is the best time, and so it might be the best in the end. But I do just think like with the other films already coming out, and after Thunderbolts so close, and just for other outside reasons, I do think that releasing it like near the end of August or September would have been maybe best, not just for like the box office results, maybe if releasing it in summer will, and even with all these together, because it might make families, see it like all in like one day or at like the drive-in and stuff. Like just like box office aside, I do think like with like toy sales and everything and merchandise, they would have sold a lot more in like September, especially with a lot of the things they could have done. Like they could have advertised the hell out of like some like retro like lunch boxes, 19 like 20s style, whatever it was, like lunch boxes off of Fantastic Four and backpacks and everything, like school supplies with like the kids and everything, among other things. Like I think they could have really capitalized off of that, like with the marketing as films like Barbie did. But whatever. I do think this will lead to more money at the box office, but I do think overall could have led to more money on the outside. They released it later.
I really feel like if one of these three movies fails, it's because of the other two. Because a lot of people don't necessarily have all of the money to watch three movies. Like only a cinephile like us will most likely go see these three movies. But you got families; they most likely will choose only one of these three, and maybe I'm wrong, and that will be Jurassic World that will be chosen.
Uh,
But I feel like the Crypto the Dog will sell some tickets.
Usually, but I do think like these films are kind of different or have very different audiences, or the type of ones where a lot of people will see them. And with this time, with it being summer, like there are a lot of movies that usually release bunched together in like around October, November, December, or summertime, and they all usually do fairly well. And again, it's all different audiences for a lot of them. Like Jurassic World films have, with the international audiences, and they have their type of families. And then Marvel, they always have their fans and families. And then DC are a bit more on the adult side, still with some families, still with some international audiences. But they they're a bit different though, and I don't think these films will affect whatever the outcome is really as much for Superman. Maybe a little bit, but I don't know. And I think the other two just same deal. I think this is kind of a different case here.
I cannot wait for July. I'm excited about that month. And just before that, we got the new Megan that is coming at the end of the month, and we got Ballerina that's already out, maybe in some theaters tonight and tomorrow. So I guess that's a segue to the outro. What do you have going on your end of the internet, Cole?
Nothing much right now, but yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for like one and a half of those films. Yeah, Megan, I am not excited for at all. Uh, I'm excited for I mean, I don't know if you've how many films you've seen this year so far or coming out this year, but you should
82.
okay, yeah, well you should check your list for more films coming out soon, and because there's a lot of stuff that are going to be released and that you might be interested by. There's that weapons film, but there are also they're doing a sequel. I don't know if you've seen the first Nobody, that action film, but they're doing a sequel to it now, coming out in August.
Is that David Leitch Leitch that's in charge, the guy that did Fall Guy?
I Let me
Because I
see.
know he did the first one, and
Well,
that's on my watch
well,
list.
well, no, I know no, the person who directed the first one is the guy who did Hardcore Henry. He's like I believe a Russian director, but the person who's doing the second one, he doesn't have the best track record. He did The Night Comes for Us and some other stuff. He's an Oh, actually, sorry. What am I? Wait, hold on. Did I just say he doesn't have the best track record? Wait, hold on. Is this who I'm thinking it is? Hold on. Let me look at his filmography just to make sure. Okay, well, he actually has done some cool stuff, but okay, never mind. Yeah, he's done some pretty cool like action horror films and yeah, never mind. Okay, yeah, he's a good director. He's actually will be good for Nobody, but yeah, it's not somebody you know. So it's somebody newer, but yeah, that's who's doing the next Nobody. But yeah, I don't think you've seen the first Nobody, but it's
It's on my
semi.
watch list, though.
Yeah, it's semi in the John Wick universe. It's yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, then you should. But yeah, and then we remember that one show we watched as well, Nirvana, the band, the show. They're coming out with a movie now. And I had some friends who saw it, and I did get to see it a bit early, thanks to them, and yeah, it was incredible. And they said it was like the funniest thing they ever saw. So
That sounds fun.
yeah, but I know you weren't the biggest fan of the show, probably, but yeah,
I
maybe you like the
wasn't.
movie. Yeah, well, I think the main problem though is that's partly my bad. I think it would have been better, even though I don't do it this regularly anymore. If I showed it to you later on, because part of the appeal to it is all the like Easter eggs and like references in it from all these other films, many of which you have not seen before that point. Which and that was a lot of the comedy in it. Like they referenced like 1,000 different movies and shows, and you've seen about like 80% of them now, but at the time you saw like 20%.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
So
probably not a bad idea.
what do you have going on your end of the internet, Matt?
Oh, nothing news. I see stuff and I read about them, but in French, not for your audience again. But other than that, I want to see Ballerina on the theater maybe tomorrow. I'm a big fan of the John Wick franchise. I see all the movie and the TV show on Amazon, and I know this franchise maybe need to stop at some point. But I like the action and this movie, so I want to see this new entry in this universe. Other than that, like I say, I have a boring life. I work gaming and I see stuff and I write about them. So yeah, nothing new. And you, Multi, how are you doing?
Next Tuesday we talk about James Bond, the late '80s one from '85 to '89, and next Thursday Ballerina and John Wick. So we will talk about that, Matt. If you want to join next Thursday, that will be a very fun movie to talk about. Outside of that, a lot of things in July because I said it. We will cover everything. Um, so yeah, with that being said, we are out.
Yeah. Also, I'll tell you in